A bank teller refused to serve a black woman, saying that dirty money wasn't accepted. However, what happened next shocked everyone in the bank and delivered a powerful lesson about equality and respect. Watch until the end to see how this story unfolds. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Manhattan, New York. Amidst its towering skyscrapers and constant chaos, luxury and exclusive banks served a select clientele. The Union Savings Bank, situated in the heart of the financial district, was renowned for its focus on high-net-worth investors and its rigid formal environment. On this particularly busy day, the bank was abuzz with activity. Clients in expensive suits, rushed executives, and the occasional clueless tourist filled the modern, minimalist space. Sitting in one of the sleek chairs near the counter was Elena Brooks, a 36-year-old black woman. A successful entrepreneur, she owned a thriving chain of gourmet coffee shops across New York City. Elena wasn't there by chance. She had recently received a significant cash payment from an important client and intended to deposit it into her account to reinvest in her business. Dressed in a chic gray dress and carrying a subtle leather handbag, Elena exuded confidence. Yet she knew her presence in certain spaces still drew curious and often judgmental glances. As she waited her turn, she noticed the rigid demeanor of some employees, particularly Stephen Myers, a white teller in his 40s who seemed to consistently find reasons to criticize customers who didn't fit the bank's standard image. When her turn arrived, Elena approached the counter with her bag in hand, greeting Stephen with a polite smile. "Good morning. I'd like to make a deposit into my business account," she said. Stephen glanced over his glasses, assessing her for a moment before responding. "Sure, ma'am. I'll need your ID and account information." Elena calmly handed both over. As he typed her details into the system, Stephen's eyes shifted toward her handbag, noticing it was full of cash. "That's a lot of cash to be carrying around, don't you think?" he remarked, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "It might be unusual for some people, but it's common for a business like mine," Elena replied, keeping her composure. Stephen stared at the cash as if it were something contaminated. "And what's the exact source of this money?" "Payments from clients, all documented and declared," Elena answered, raising an eyebrow slightly. Stephen rolled his eyes discreetly but visibly. "Well, let's see," he said, opening her bag and beginning to count the money at an excruciatingly slow pace. Then suddenly he stopped, holding up a few bills. "This looks suspicious." "Suspicious? What do you mean?" Elena asked, the tension in her voice rising. Stephen lifted the notes, examining them as if they were contraband. "Dark money isn't accepted here. We don't process dirty cash in this bank." The impact of his words hit like an invisible punch. Elena blinked, trying to process what she had just heard. "Are you insinuating my money is dirty?" she asked, her voice growing colder. Stephen shrugged. "I'm just saying we need to verify the legitimacy of this amount. We can't just take anything." Elena took a deep breath, feeling indignation rise within her. She knew that reacting angrily would only give Stephen an excuse to justify his behavior. "Verify its legitimacy," she said, her tone controlled. "I'm here as a client with valid documentation, an active business account, and a spotless history. What more do you need?" Stephen smirked slightly, though there was no warmth in it. "Just following protocol, ma'am." "Fine, then let's follow protocol. Call your manager, now." Stephen hesitated for a moment before the branch manager, Michael Hayes, a middle-aged man with a carefully practiced, friendly demeanor, stepped in. "Is there a problem here?" Michael asked, glancing between Stephen and Elena. "Yes, there is," Elena began. "Your employee just insinuated that my money is dirty and that he needs to verify its legitimacy before accepting my deposit. I've provided all necessary documentation, yet I'm being treated with suspicion. I'd like to know why." Michael turned to Stephen, who attempted to justify himself. "I'm just following protocol, sir. It's an unusual amount and nothing," Elena interjected. "You've decided for some reason that I don't belong here. It's obvious." Michael tried to defuse the situation, but Elena wasn't about to let the incident slide. "I want this documented," she stated firmly. "I want it on record that I was accused of attempting to deposit dirty money based on nothing but assumptions and prejudice." Miss Brooks, I can assure you this was a misunderstanding. I'm sure Stephen didn't mean—" "I heard exactly what he meant," Elena cut in, "and I'll make sure others hear it too." Her words, spoken loudly enough to draw the attention of other clients and employees, created a ripple of murmurs throughout the bank. Realizing the situation was escalating, Stephen tried to backtrack. "If my words were misinterpreted, I apologize." "Misinterpreted?" Elena's voice rose slightly. "You explicitly called my money dirty. There's no misinterpreting that." Michael intervened again. "Miss Brooks, may I invite you to my office to resolve this matter privately?" "No, Michael, this happened here in front of everyone. It will be resolved here." Elena took out her phone and began recording. "My name is Elena Brooks. I'm a business owner and client of this bank. Today, your employee, Stephen Myers, accused me of attempting to deposit dirty money without any justification. This is how I've been treated as a black woman in this space." Michael looked visibly uncomfortable. "Miss Brooks, please put the phone down. There's no need to escalate the situation like this." "Oh, there absolutely is," Elena replied. "Because if I don't, this will keep happening to others." The recording quickly became a catalyst for a broader conversation. Nearby customers began murmuring, and one stepped forward to offer his support. "This is unacceptable. I've been a client here for years and have never seen anything like this," said an elderly man. Under mounting pressure, Michael made a decisive move. "Stephen, go to the office now." Stephen attempted to protest. "But sir, "Now, Stephen," Michael repeated firmly. Michael turned back to Elena, visibly trying to repair the damage. "Miss Brooks, I assure you appropriate action will be taken. On behalf of the bank, I sincerely apologize and guarantee this won't happen again." Elena put her phone away, but her gaze remained unwavering. "I hope those measures include more than just an apology." Days later, Stephen was fired, and the bank issued a public statement acknowledging the incident and committing to systemic changes. In an interview with a local publication, Elena shared her experience. "This isn't just about me, it's about the system. Small actions like these perpetuate a cycle of discrimination that must be broken." Her story inspired others to speak up about similar experiences, emphasizing the need to confront prejudice wherever it exists. How many times do incidents like this go unnoticed? Don't stay silent. If you believe stories like this are important to spark change, subscribe to the channel and share this video. Together we can fight for a fairer world.